Hellboy and the rookie BPRD agent find themselves stranded in 1950s rural Appalachia. They soon discover a community of witches led by a local devil who has a connection to Hellboy's past. That is the synopsis. I know there's a comic book that I didn't know about. So that's what the story is based off of. Never read it. I'm not much of a Hellboy fan. I like the Ron Perlman Hellboy. That's about as far as I go. Happy October Eve, by the way. 'Tis the season. So I saw this movie as just a standalone film that had nothing to do with the previous Hellboy or the comic book. And one of the very first things I noticed was the bad CGI. I mean, bad. Like Scorpion King bad. I'm pretty sure it's a budget reason for it. But if you don't have the budget for good CGI, you go with practical camera tricks, or you just avoid it and try to show what you want to show in a different way. Now, people want to know if Jack Kesy, I think I'm saying his name right, is he a good Hellboy? I think he's good, but if you compare him to Ron Perlman, no. Ron Perlman just has that delivery, that the voice, the attitude, whatever you want to call it. He kind of lacks it a little bit, but it's still not a bad job. But in comparison, there is no comparison. Another negative is the editing. They have this weird, quick fade outs. It abruptly fades to black. I've never seen that before. I don't really like it. It's like, I think someone went to film school and wanted to show off everything he learned or she learned with the cinematography, CGI. They even have a lot of shaky cam, but it's shaky cam that's very blurry, a lot of light, a lot of noise to make it look a little disorientating, to kind of scare you really, because it's supposed to be like somewhat horror. And it does have that low budget look, that feel. I know it's part of the story, but the locations are very basic. A lot of parts throughout the movie take place in one location. There's a lot of dialogue. Heavy dialogue. And you think it's going to build up to something, but it doesn't. It doesn't pay off. They even have this dramatic music going. You're waiting for something to happen, and it never comes through. Not the way you think it would. To me, this reminded me of an episode. So if Hellboy had a TV show, this would just be one episode of it. One positive I have to admit to is that they use at least one good practical effect. And that's when the boneless corpse comes back to life. That part was really, really good. And another positive is that it's only an hour and a half. Most movies, I think, should be an hour and a half. So is it a bad movie? Not really. But even at an hour and a half, it still kind of drags. This story could have easily been done without Hellboy. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Evil Dead, the very first one. And you didn't need a Hellboy character in that. It still would have worked without Hellboy. So from 1 to 10, I'm going to give this movie here a solid 4. Is it rewatchable? No. Would I recommend it? Even to a Hellboy fan? No. I'll catch you on the next one.